What's up, everybody? Another edition of Geektastic Sci-Fi here on all the platforms. If you are watching us live, welcome. If you're listening to us 3 weeks from now, thank you. And if you are watching us on Twitch, hopefully you've realized that we do support the Twitch streamers, and we're happy that Twitch backed off of their crazy advertising thing that they wanted to do that ticked off everybody and everyone was about to jump ship. That was such a bad move, but we're happy that we were able to report on it last time and then report on the resolution already. Jaws D found that out like what, the next day, I think.
Yeah, I think so. It
Yeah.
was that was like either the following day or that night.
Yeah,
Like
like
it had just updated
possibly
that
later
night.
that night. So shout outs to everybody on Twitch. And I guess, the writer's strike is not the only movement you see where collective working together can create change. So shout outs to all the streamers who are just like, hey, we're not going to be played. And hopefully all you streamers out there can also just start supporting people and work together to stop saying the N-word every 2 seconds. Anyways, on to more interesting conversations.
That's
Jones,
our bread and buttered though.
yeah. Ticking people off just for fun and being racist is how we make money.
Casual racism is our money.
Yay. We've already been devalued for just doing that. All right. So you were telling me a story right before we started, and I was just like, oh, let's just do this on air because it's literally 10 seconds before the show starts. Hit me. TikTok, OnlyFans, a lot of crazy things are already happening in this conversation.
Oh, no. So it's just basically I was watching a clip from this podcast called Sad Boys.
All right.
And they had Link Neal on it, and they were talking about there's a OnlyFans girl that is doing a TikTok of a fake podcast that she has.
Oh yeah.
So like they're looking at the TikTok video and the way the girl is talking and everything, it looks like she's in a podcast, but it's just like, it's her point of view, it's just her. But then you realize, wait, the microphone she has, it wouldn't pick her up if she's like, suppose this is the microphone, and she's kind of talking to it like this. So the microphone has to be picking up sound this way.
Yeah, you need
so it's like so if you're like a person that either knows about sound production or does a podcast and knows how microphones work, you're like, wait a minute.
already as soon as you said it, I was like, okay, unidirectional mic, gotcha.
Yeah. So she's talking away from it, and it's just like, wait, that's like odd. And then you kind of figure out, oh, she's basically trying to get people to come to her OnlyFans by doing like a fake podcast setup.
Okay, so it's so funny you brought this up because I wanted to bring this up a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
because someone else actually told me that there is a really big movement on TikTok of TikTok bros pretending to be on podcasts so that what they're saying sounds more legitimate. So they'll have the shot of them like talking to someone angled this way with the camera angle, and it's just like, and I mean, if you really think about what it means to be a man, masculine, and like they're doing this whole ridiculous thing. And sometimes they're even splicing, like they'll do it with two people where there's no podcast of this. It's just them pretending to do a podcast in a studio, recording the whole thing, then releasing it as pieces on TikTok to look like there's a show when there's no show. And I don't understand the whole point of it. You might as well just record a 10-minute podcast and actually use the audio and put it out on other platforms so that you could get like, you split up your content into different outlets so you can make like, a gram, like a mini IG gram, like audiogram, and you can put that out, or you can make like a YouTube short or a TikTok.
That sounds like work.
But they're doing the work to already, like, that's the crazy part to me. They're already doing the work partially. Like it would be like Usain Bolt running the 100 and just stopping short because it's just like, I mean, I don't need the title. I already showed you guys I'm the fastest. Whoever goes, just go cross the line, and he just walks off the like. That doesn't make any sense. You're already there. You're recording a thing. You're talking to someone. You have it set up to record everything. You're editing clips so that you can have nice, concise clips out. And then at the end of it, all that work is just so you can put it on TikTok and pretend and pretend. It's so odd. What's up, Dave?
Who's pretending?
So we're talking about this trend. Jaws was talking about how a young woman on TikTok was creating fake TikToks.
Not a young woman.
Oh,
An
sorry.
OnlyFans model.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm 40, so if she's 20, she's a young woman to me. That's why I said.
To me, she looks like she's 30. It could be a rough 20. I don't know.
So
She looks like she's,
that's the title.
looks like
a rough
she's
20.
Yeah.
She's
it could
30.
be a very
That's
rough 20,
30.
but she
Yeah.
looks like she's 30. She looks,
30
looks
or
about
a
our age,
rough
I would
20.
say.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So,
yes.
yeah, go on.
No, I was just gonna say. So a rough 20-year-old / 30-year-old has an OnlyFans and is promoting her OnlyFans by doing a mock podcast on TikTok. Is essentially the gist of it. And someone else told me recently that there's like a whole bunch of bros doing the same thing on TikTok, but only on, like in the case of the first person that Jaws was talking about, at least they're promoting something. I understand the purpose of releasing the piece so that it like, oh, I have an OnlyFans, go to my OnlyFans for more. But these guys are just promoting their own TikToks with fake TikTok podcasts.
But I don't. So I don't TikTok.
Right.
I understand that. I don't follow that thing. But I know you guys are more savvy than it. So TikTok, from my understanding, is just like you can only put a feed, right? Like it's only basically videos or like your feed, your daily feed that you usually see with your friends on Instagram, let's say. That's all TikTok is basically. It's either a photo that you see or like, and it's a very
or a video,
way.
and it's usually short. I think.
Do you remember Vine?
90 seconds is the longest they can do, right?
I don't know the length, but do you remember Vine?
But how do you do a fake? How do you do it? What
define
what a fake or mock podcast?
Okay,
I don't understand how that is.
I'll show you right now.
I'll show you right now. That sounds harder than being lazy and just doing a podcast.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. So I'm gonna do something real quick, Dave. It might cut you out when I do it, but you'll still be here. So. Okay. We're using StreamYard for anyone who ever watches us live. And in StreamYard now you have this feature where you can create your own layouts. So something that people can do, and I'm going to do it right now. You can create this type of layout where I'm like this, let's say, talking. And if you guys are listening to this, I always
okay. Yeah, I see this.
You guys always go over to our YouTube. That's youtube.com/FXA Media. So I'm talking like this and pretending that I'm doing an interview with Jaws, who's below me, and he's talking the opposite way to make it look like we're both somehow in the same room, even though we're not. And we're having this conversation to promote the TikTok. And we do these conversations, and the only clips my friend sent me to make the point was, it was like kind of Jim Bros or like Rogan Bros who are having these conversations to make it seem like they know something and legitimize the topic that they actually don't know anything about. Because I guess podcast has now become a platform where people can pretend to know more just off of being on their podcast, like being on a podcast platform. It's just like, I have a podcast, so I must know more about things than you do. That's what I was saying. It sounds crazy to me to do that.
It sounds so wasteful.
It's so hard.
Like, why not just make a 3-minute video then? Or
thank you.
Or
just make a 5 to 10 minute podcast.
But
JB Smoove did it. It was great. JB Smoove has a podcast where he used to just shoot the shit with his buddy and give like motivational. They would read from a motivational calendar and just have deeper conversations about the little blurb on the calendar. So let's say the calendar said, life is an exploration into the depths of your soul. And then JB would just do his usual JB insanity and take that and start talking wild all the time. And it was hilarious. And it was just 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I think. These guys now are making these things using resources, because that's my other thing. You're editing this so that it can go on TikTok and fit the 90, 60, or 15 seconds or whatever the lengths are. It's like, why?
It sounds like so much work.
So much work.
It sounds like you may as well just do not even a podcast. Record yourself for 10 minutes talking to someone or whatever and just cut it.
I don't know, man.
But still, like, that just, it's
The dumbest timeline, dude. I said it. I've said it many times.
We're just going to start turning the show into the dumbest timeline. Or you know what? That should be the segment at one point in this show.
Yeah, let's start the show with the dumbest timeline.
I was so down. There's enough to talk about.
Yeah, true.
We have ChatGPT or whatever the stupid thing is.
Oh man. Anyway, I have.
I don't want. That wasn't an invitation, bro.
No. I've actually at work, because I talk about ChatGPT being dumb, or I guess not at all what we were kind of promised. Like, it's just a large language model, and it's not actually an AI in the sense of an AI. You know, like it can beat the Turing test. Okay, but it's just a chat bot that learned how to mimic how we speak. That's great, but it's unfortunately doesn't actually do some of the things we need it to do. And I had this conversation with one of my coworkers who's really into this stuff and is researching it, because she leads a weekly meeting at the office discussing how AI can be integrated with some of the things we do. And in talking about it, she was just like, yeah, it's really bad at math. And she started listing all the things that ChatGPT is bad at. And I was just like, how is a computer program bad at math? It's the one thing it should be good at. It should
be the free software.
Jaws just said it. It should be the only thing it's perfect at, math, because math is the first thing we ever used.
It's a fucking calculator. I mean,
AI, yeah, a calculator is what in ancient times you would call AI. Because if you
shout out to the abacus,
yes, original. But I mean, like, I'm talking about the original 1950s, like in a desk, these huge robotic desks that they had, where someone was just like,
no, it wasn't a desk, it was rooms. It was rooms upon room.
No, but I'm talking about the one that the first one they could sell to people. That you could actually take home. And businesses in the 50s could buy this like desk that had like a calculator built into it. Because I looked this up because I had this whole thing that I was talking to this person about. And I was just like, it's crazy to think that if you showed someone, for example, who used an abacus in Roman times, this desk with a display where you type numbers and a symbol and another number, and you click one button and it gives you the answer, and you're there with the abacus going, this, okay. Oh my God, like the heart attack you would have seeing this machine do it so fast.
I know, you'd be surprised. I remember I was watching Agretsuko, and her old boss that was like coming up in the 80s. He was like, yeah, he pulls out his abacus. He's back on the floor being an accountant. He's just
John,
like,
you're not saying an abacus is faster than a calculator. Like, I'm just saying, like, it would.
I would say this. I would say this.
Would be shocked at seeing a calculator.
I would say this. My uncle, who's a retired master electrician,
right,
it's definitely faster than me on a calculator figuring out cosines and sines and all that stuff.
Right.
Because I don't know any of that stuff.
And
he was just looking at the paper like, oh yeah, no. And he was just, he already had that in his head.
Well, what you're describing is him having you're describing him being a solid mathematician. I'm talking about someone from Roman or Greek era civilization seeing numbers calculated by a machine would think this is a god. Like, they would be like, what am I looking at? That's which is the crazy part, because that's what I would say. Like, I want to feel like that when I hear about AI. I want to feel
I want that shit to fail.
Nah, man, it's not, Dave. It's not gonna fail. AI was never gonna fail.
What's the new NFTs?
Oh my gosh.
Everyone's going all. Remember last time everyone was going all in on VR.
Yeah,
that's true.
And then everyone's going in on NFTs and
I gotta say though, AI augmented reality stuff still looking cool.
It looks very cool, but
Sid Lee did a presentation at C2 Montreal that I got to see, and that shit was really fun.
Until it becomes close to a holodeck, and holodeck at least in feel, even if you have to wear a helmet, right?
Dave?
But if you have that feel,
bud,
that's my thing.
If I took you to the C2 thing, where like all it was a tablet, and when you held up the tablet interacted with the 3 dimensions, and you were in a space. Like, it looked like I was looking through a window into a space. Okay. And when I moved it around, it was all the different things changing. I looked up, I looked down, all of it was like a holodeck, but it was like I was seeing the holodeck through a thing. And the only reason they couldn't do a full augmented reality helmet thing is because they didn't have the space to do it. But they're getting there, man. They're doing some really cool stuff.
That because I won't lie, out of all the things, I think maybe other than potentially a lightsaber, if I ever had to say the things that you see in like sci-fi stuff,
Yeah.
I want to say holodeck's always been my number one. I'm like, don't get me wrong, teleportation, easily an equal tie for number one because that just saves everyone time and I don't have to drive anymore, and thank God. But
No,
like-
I saw the fly. I pass. I saw the fly when I was a kid. I pass on teleportation.
Yeah.
oh, don't get me
80s
wrong, it's like
80s
years
kids.
and years of trials before, like trials in like my friends are doing it before I'm even trying. Like I'm like, yeah, go for it. I'm gonna
Your
watch.
molecules is here and now it's over there. Inside out, but you're still there. Still all
Yeah.
your molecules.
Still all your molecules.
Inside out.
You imagine when we start doing it, we actually fuck up our ages with the molecules because that's hypothetically something you could do too. That's another route. But anyways, that's a whole other conversation.
No, I like what Doc said last week about
Deep-
Star Trek.
yeah, breaking you down and rebuilding.
It's
Yeah,
basically a
you're
clone.
essentially dying.
You're-
and you're
so it's
just being
basically
cloned.
the Prestige all over
Yeah.
again. And I'll leave it at that because I know Dave hasn't seen the Prestige yet.
Oh yeah.
Gotta watch
Dave,
it, man.
by the way,
Wolverine
I don't know.
versus Batman. Wolverine versus Batman.
That's funny.
American
for
Psycho.
real.
Batman versus the Joker. Batman kills the Joker.
Yeah.
Dave, I don't know if you saw this, but I'm gonna open it for you.
Oh.
I'm gonna share this because you said you wanted a lightsaber, and I don't know if you saw Hacksmith on YouTube made a lightsaber. By the way,
I saw two types of lightsabers so far. I
Okay.
saw one where it was a guy who had like a backpack on and shit,
right?
and it was
Yes,
like a
that's the
flame.
one.
That-
Hacksmith, but it's
yeah,
not a
that-
flame. It is like
it's technically a laser. Like it's
yeah,
but you know
a
it's
high-powered laser.
it's a
that-
high power laser technique. It's fucking crazy. I don't want that on my back. Then again, like thinking about it, like do you really want to hold it in your hands if you don't want to? But anyways, that's a whole other thing. But
Either
I-
way, you're not safe. Is
Yeah.
essentially the idea with lightsaber.
there is I don't know, was it Disney? Some company did produce at least the ability of a lightsaber in the sense of a proper light from like turning it on and it goes out a distance.
Like a light beam.
Yeah, I think.
Okay,
And like
but
by
it
doing that, there's
doesn't-
also like a
it doesn't
sensor or something.
cut through anything.
It doesn't cut through things. I thought I saw something like that. I wish I could remember.
You
Someone
can't
sent
cut
it to me
through
once.
anything with it though.
No, you can't because I
Okay,
know
this-
this is it. I've seen what you're showing right now. I've seen and I've wanted, but I'm scared of. That I'm scared
Yeah,
of.
so the
should be
Hacksmith
scared of
one.
it.
Like
You
one
got to
drop
admit though,
of this.
the
Like, this is
Hacksmith one.
It's just a flamethrower. Just a concentrated flamethrower.
Well, that's
So
what it
if you guys,
is.
we're gonna the Hacksmith video is. I mean, it's not just a concentrated flamethrower. There's like a bunch of stuff to it that he explains in the video.
like
So
I'm
I would definitely
nervous that
recommend
he
if
would-
people want to find out more about how they made this specific
Like,
Show the
lightsaber.
tip. Show the top of it.
Do you
but,
notice
I
that he's like
mean-
so, like what if he just like by accident
Well,
arched
he
his
should.
wrist back
no,
by
like-
accident? You know what I mean? Like
So in
it's
the
not
video,
good.
they show them cutting through a door, which is like they do in.
Yeah.
If he arched what? Sorry. It cut
If
out when
he-
you said
if he-
that. When he
oh,
arched
sorry.
what?
So if he were to like, let's say you like, you know, example, you're holding up a baseball bat, right? You ever hold a baseball up just like straight up for whatever reason? If you do, after a while, your wrist is gonna like, you know,
Yeah.
go flimsy and stuff, right? I don't know how he trusts himself because I wouldn't be able to trust. Like he's just holding like by his face the whole time. One little
Yeah,
like
but it's not top heavy.
back.
Yeah, but
Does it matter?
the flame
you
is-
have a
yeah,
when you
laser
hold a
bat
inches
upright,
from your face.
The reason your wrist gets flimsy because the top part of the bat is heavier than the bottom part.
right.
but still, I don't know. It's
Also,
so
And he
close.
does
Dave,
turn it
by
off. It's not
that
like he just keeps
logic-
it running and just drops it by his side. Looks like a proton pack of anything.
That's true.
It
Just change
essentially
the
does look
doodads
like.
on it.
I would say, if anything, it does look more like a proton pack from Ghostbusters because it like
Yeah.
literally has the thing. And if he I would almost wish he would make a proton pack because that would look the same as a proton pack.
Yeah.
He could just make something that comes out like a zigzag a little bit.
It's if a lightsaber and a proton pack had a baby.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. But yeah, go
don't-
check out Hacksmith. It's a pretty cool video, and it is the closest I've seen to date of a lightsaber, like something that creates a beam of energy that is, you know, the length of a lightsaber, like the length of a sword, and cuts through steel, which is the craziest part of that.
Yeah.
How
Just
long
like
is
the
it gonna?
movies.
How long is it gonna take for someone to like look into the tip of it?
Well, that's what I'm
Just
saying, dude.
move.
There's so many problems with that. Like
But
you can't sell that. It's like
Hey,
guns. People are
just
gonna have
okay,
to
well,
like
that's what I was
go.
gonna
It's so
say.
cool. Look at this thing.
What you're describing is like every weapon. Like you, like I agree with you. Like, oh, this is a dangerous thing. It should be monitored and not sold to children. But
Yeah.
you could, if like you're a grown ass adult, Dave. Are you telling me you're too scared to like? Would you not use a lighter in your house because a lighter could potentially?
Dude, I think there's a drastic difference. Be something that, like, let me put it this way. There's gonna be an idiot somewhere at
Right.
one point. Let's say this becomes a thing that people buy.
I would like to point out that idiots have burnt down houses with matches. Continue.
But what's gonna happen is there's gonna be some idiot who's gonna be like holding the lightsaber, right? And with his other hand, he's gonna be like talking to him, yo man, look how cool this is. And it's gonna take one time of like a bad, quick, unintentional moment of him moving his hand and wiping it across that blade, and like, oh man,
Yeah,
the lawsuits and the
are you-
tragedies are gonna happen from that. That
Are you-
cannot be public. Like, you
Oh,
know?
okay. But I mean, in your description, I don't feel bad for the guy who's not paying
No,
attention to how
but
his hand is
it
moving
could be
around an
anybody.
open flame. Like that again.
No, but you turn
be
it on this.
mindful.
You turn it on the street because you're a douchebag and someone bumps into you and that person suffers. Like, you know, and there's gonna be so many.
Yeah, I mean,
Like I'm saying just the
But-
possibility of people owning it and the probability of someone being hurt
oh yeah. But again,
all
this-
depends on that price tag. Because
Right.
if that thing was $10,000, there's a lot of people who would buy that for $10,000. It would have to be a ridiculous price.
all you're telling me is that if I know someone rich enough to buy one of these, I should definitely hang out with them, get injured, and sue them for everything they have.
100%.
That's it. Everything you're saying here is just leading me to be like, I should just sue these people and make out like a bandit.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you are with how you're suing them, you're losing at least an appendage. So choose wisely.
whoa! I don't have to.
Stay thirsty, my friends. Like, you know, like,
If I like, am I losing maybe just a finger? If I lose a finger,
well,
I
I
can
mean,
still sue
like,
them.
I mean, yeah, but like, let's be clear, Brian. Like, you know, I haven't been close to this flame,
I'm just saying.
but just
knock
based off
on
the
wood.
videos, I have a feeling like if you do any type of accident, you're not gonna be like going up to it like hand closed, pinky out, like, you know, like
You're just like waiting for the guy to turn on the
you
sword,
know?
and you're
You're not gonna-
intentionally putting
you're
your
not gonna
pinky
like
over it.
constantly having tea time around him while this is
Hey,
happening.
Don't make fun of me and my pinky up, you bastard. All right,
Barely
we got
feel
some
the
trailers. We got some trailers. Jaws, you want to hit us? What is Dead Cell? I saw you put this one, and I didn't even know what it was.
Oh, so Dead Cells is based on a video game. I guess it's like a Castlevania. If you remember the 2D Castlevanias, it's kind of like a Castlevania roguelite kind of game where you run around, and then when you die, you kind of respawn, but you kind of have like different layout and everything, and then you continue on
Okay.
with your quest. So they're making a animated series based off of it. I think right now with the Dead Cells, the dev team, they have like a crossover with actual Castlevania from Konami, so it's pretty cool. Like everyone was like, "Oh, it'd be so cool if," and then boom, they actually had that. So it could. I think it's by the same guy that did that's doing the Castlevania animated series, if I remember right.
Okay.
I think it is. I could be wrong, but I know he has another show out as well. Avi, is it Avi Shankar? I think. But yeah, so that's basically
I'm
Dead
trying to
Cells.
Okay. So, but this is a trailer for an animated series based on the game.
The thing is, it's a mad teaser trailer.
Yeah.
Nothing happens. Like I was like, I saw
Yeah, it's
the
38
image.
seconds. I
Someone like when Wendell shared it with me. I'm like, okay, cool. Like I've heard of this game. I've never played it. The first image looks sick, and it's like it's basically that first image the whole time, and then like a secondary image that you're just going closer to, and then 2024.
Yeah,
I'm
and
like,
that's the soul. The dead cell is the
yeah,
soul.
but the thing is, as
that would-
someone who doesn't know anything of what he's seeing, it's
Right,
not
yeah.
really creating as like I bet it's like this. I thought to myself, like, this is the birth of something, or like there's like a hidden figure, something like there's something that just happened that someone out
But,
there's
I
like,
mean-
whoa, but I'm sitting here like, what?
I mean, I get it though, because as nerds, there's 101 things that we see trailers for that we lose our minds, and the regular person is just like, "Can you shut the fuck up right now? Like, why are you yelling that much because a man walked into a room?" Meanwhile, we're just like, "Can you believe that guy showed up? Oh my god!" So
Yeah.
that's why, like, when I see Dead Cell, I'm like, 38 seconds of nothing. But hey, I'm sure there's some nerds who just they blew a load. Like,
Yeah, straight up. I'm like
there's
that.
some nerds out there who just saw that and were just like, I am not leaving the house tonight.
Because the body in the middle that's basically what your body looks like. It's like kind of has like this red cloak kind of
All right.
scarf thingy, and then you got like these like leg armor and stuff like that, and you're pretty nimble and everything like that. So that would be the image of the character that you would normally play.
Okay, so that what looked like just a random pile of clothes was the actual character.
Yeah, so it's like an actual like body underneath. Yeah, I guess a body, and then that soul thing comes and takes over.
Hence why I thought a pile. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Where like now it makes so much sense, that trailer.
Then we got speaking of animation, we got Nimona, which is based on a graphic novel. The official trailer for that drop. We already saw the teaser last time, which gave us really nothing. This trailer had a lot more action to it. We get to meet some more characters. We get the full backstory.
I think the teaser trailer kind of gave you a little hint of what the story is. So basically,
I didn't find so. I just found
like not even with the beginning, like the beginning animation where it's like a princess and she's like, "Oh, another beautiful day," and this random bird comes and she's like, "Oh, what a weird bird!" And it goes tweet.
Right. All it gave me was that this character was a shapeshifter. I didn't get any other aspect, because I mean, this new trailer shows you like there's two characters that were in love. One is being hunted. Like there's a lot. Like Nimona, for example, is a lead character, but almost feels like she literally refers to herself as a sidekick in the trailer. Like none of that. Like I thought the first one was going to be about. When I saw the first trailer, I understood it as there is the story of like a princess who doesn't want to be a princess and happens to be a shapeshifter. That was what I understood from that trailer. Like she was hating on princesses because she's just like, ugh, I hate that lifestyle. So that's why I didn't feel that trailer gave me enough.
Okay.
I mean, teasers they're not supposed to anymore, I guess, which is kind of the good thing. You don't necessarily want a trailer that gives you so much, but
yeah, because in the actual trailer, it says why they're kind of hunting her down because they think she killed the princess.
Right.
Yeah.
So and she's working with the dude who they think he killed the princess. No,
it was something like that, because I know in the trailer it said something about the shape. They're hunting down a monster that killed the princess.
Right. Yeah, because in the trailer it's a guy who's missing an arm who now has this new arm attached, and then she shows up. Anyways, it looks cool. Netflix is doing more of their kind of animation studio style. Illumination meets Disney, almost Pixar-esque inspired type stuff.
I mean, like DreamWorks is killing it out here.
Yeah,
to be praising them more.
Yeah, respect to DreamWorks. But yeah, I mean, I just you know how I feel about Netflix. I have feelings about Netflix. So every time I see a Netflix thing, I'm just like, all right, well, what quarter are you releasing this in? That's Netflix is all about making their bottom line look good at the end of every quarter. So I think
that's everybody in general.
Yeah, but Netflix.
I think the Merc over here would be able to tell us that a little bit more.
Oh, I definitely know all business models is make your bottom line look good at the end of the quarter. Netflix specifically, though, actively in the red for 90% of their existence, and then finally got into the black for a short period of time. And now I feel like they dig desperately to that idea of staying in the black. And every quarter, I feel like they slip into the red and then beg people to come back and subscribe. And now that they're going to have ad revenue from their ad tier, it's like, oh my God. But yeah, they're just out here begging for money. Please don't cancel. It's like, no, we've all canceled, buddy. Well, not always.
We won't cancel when you don't cancel fucking shows every season,
dude. This
Like,
writer's
serious.
I know. I think this writer's strike is going to lead to a change in that because the
it's a waste
writers,
of time.
yeah, the writers. One of the main things that the writers have been asking for a long time is an idea of how well is my IP doing, or how well is my show doing, and Netflix and all the streamers, to be honest, do not give them enough information for them to know the value of how well their content is doing. I was reading something where one of the writers from a Black Lady sketch show was saying, I don't even remember the good old days because I've been in the industry for 6 years and I went from getting $20,000 checks to $1.30 checks.
Oh wow.
In 6 years, because of the streaming and the streaming platforms and how they've shifted, she went from making $20K on shows to making $1 on residuals. Another writer said, I made $12,000 for my first episode that I ever wrote. And then she started doing a show on a streaming platform, didn't know how much her check was going to be, got the check, expected the check to be like, she knew it was going to be less. So she's just like, what, $3,000, $4,000? It's on a streaming platform. She got a check for $4, and after taxes, it was $272.
Oh my god!
Wow.
So when people are trying to explain, when the writers are explaining that the writer's strike isn't just about the business, it isn't just about money. It's also about information. If all these streamers refuse to tell people how well these shows are doing domestically or on an international scale, then they can pay them whatever they want, because then you have no idea of the value.
You have no unit of measure for yourself.
No, at all. Oh, the only thing you can go off of is Nielsen, which is a week late. They usually have a week delay with their results, and even then, their result is based solely on what people are watching, not the watch time, not when people drop off of a show, not which actor is the more popular actor, which actor gets people to stay on for shows. All that information is being gatekept by these major streamers, and that's what the writers are saying. Like, hey, you can't just hoard this information and then not pay us. Like, how are you going to pay me $1.30? I thought I was getting $4K. I thought I was getting $4. Can you imagine thinking you have a $4,000 check coming in and you get $1.30?
Can you imagine being like, it's
you're
Wednesday
used to 12.
night,
right? When you're used to 12, exactly.
Oh,
Sorry, Skinny. What's the last thing?
You imagine Wednesday night you just made ball out,
right? Yeah,
you know, just go crazy. I get paid tomorrow, whatever.
Yo, that is so sad. That is.
I just got a new show.
We've all done it.
Yes. Oh, 100%. 100%. Getting that check at midnight while at in the West Island at Cheers,
waiting,
just being like, yo, I just need to 12:01. Let's go
for 274 to pass through, and you're like,
yo. So that's it, yo, man. Honestly,
-$50.
That shit doesn't even put you in the positive, in the plus. You're still in the red. You didn't even go into the black with that check. That shit is so messed up. Yo.
Warning: incoming stress.
That is messed up. But yeah, man, that's the craziness of the writer's strike, folks. So
it's weird because even that black girls sketch comedy show, that's that's everywhere. That's like on Air Canada. You go to Air Canada, you go.
It's great. And the fact that they won't release the show on Blu-ray or DVD is astonishing to me, because I own Chappelle Show, I own Key and Peele, I own Chris Rock's HBO show. Like, I have all those on DVD, on physical, and I want to buy this show. And in living color, I've tried, but living color is a little pricey, so I'm trying to wait till.
Yeah, like the best time to buy in living color was like when I was in Seashell.
Right, exactly,
because it was mad cheap.
But I like having that documented archive of black sketch comedy throughout history that I grew up partially watching. A part of. Right? Yeah, I didn't get to experience it live in most cases because I didn't have those networks, so a lot of it got consumed later. Especially Chappelle Show was all me watching on DVDs and stuff. I didn't get to watch that live when it came out. So, to have these collected is important to me, and to see that show not get released that way, I'm always
Behind
just
the
like,
paywall.
you're right. And they can take it down whenever they want if they decide they don't want to pay residuals on it. If they don't want to pay $2.74 checks,
Too rich
they
for my
can pull
blood.
down they can pull it off the platform. Too rich for my. That's exactly like that's insane to think about.
It reminds me of a joke this comedian said where it's like when you go to a club and you see all the broke people that can't pay the cover charge outside and are just pooling together. $5, man. They're talking about $5. Damn, maybe we could probably pull our loonies together and get in, but that's $5, man. Damn.
Well, that makes me think it's funny because I always tell people that we were all crackheads at Wager for the Apple Crisp. Because remember, the Apple Crisp was $1.35, and we used to all be like, "Yeah, I just need $1.35, man. You got 25 cents." Like people walking around asking for 25 cents, or when they used to have the patties and the chocolate chip cookie, people put the cookie inside the patty, and people would be like trying to figure out like getting $1.25.
Oh, whoa! What kind of blasphemy am I hearing? You put
I
was inside of a patty.
Wait for the only school that did this because I had this exact conversation with my friends and they all blasted me, being like,
"That's not right.
That I
what are
haven't
you
heard.
doing?
That I
That's
haven't
weird.
heard of. You guys are having it rough.
Yeah, because I might have put
I
like a
went to that
patty
same
between
school. I
two
didn't
slices
do
of
You
bread.
didn't Jaws,
But-
how did you not see people putting the chocolate chip cookie in the patty? People were doing all over at Wager.
They were like stealing it, right? Is that what you mean?
No.
Like
I
you
don't
were
think they were
thieving it.
stealing
You were
it.
like, you would like, oh, I want the patty when they turn
Like you
your
put it
back,
inside the
grab
patty
cookie,
bag,
meh,
right?
You wrap
No,
it right in
they're
there.
putting the chocolate chip cookie inside the patty. They open the patty and put the cookie
Okay,
in.
And
that
then
I
they
don't
eat
know.
that.
No, that probably
then they
died
eat
out when I came in.
I'm shocked you didn't see that. Yeah,
That probably died out when I got there.
That's
How did that die?
That's
Dude, we were
good.
there at the same time, Jaws. It didn't die
That's
out.
not
by
good,
then.
Dave.
You were graduating, and I was
don't
like
think
maybe
that's
in my second year,
I graduated in 2000. What year did you graduate?
2003.
What? 2003. I thought you were 2002.
No, 3.
Yeah.
I got held back a year because I was
November?
born in November.
That's it. Yeah.
I
it's in
am
November.
shocked that you never saw this. But okay.
Damn.
Hey,
Well,
man.
y'all
Like
are
I said,
wilding
probably-
over there in Coda.
Oh, Wager was wild.
Like, y'all are nuts. What's
We would
happening?
have pizza day and then pizza sub day the next day, and everyone preferred pizza sub day because the pizza
But
crust
that's
wasn't the
all
best.
kind of normal. The chocolate inside the hot beef spice. Like, no.
Yo, man, and you're in
Again,
a
by the
Jewish
way-
area too, so the chocolate will have milk in it, and you put it with the meat. Man, just extra
Yeah.
blasphemous.
That's not kosher at all.
Offending
Not
two
kosher.
cultures
Not
for
kosher.
one.
Two cultures offended. Bong.
chocolate chip, and it was like the Subway style chocolate chip cookies where it's like
The
mad
big
soft
ones,
in the
like
milk.
the soft chew type.
Yes, yeah, soft in the milk.
No, just get a glass of milk.
I see. Even Leja remembers what you're talking about, but Leja's in your grade.
Yeah, Lee J was in my grade, so yeah, Lee J, shout outs-
stomping down kids
shout
for
out to
doing
Lee J.
this.
He remembers us doing it in high school. Yeah, funny times at Wager. We were wild kids.
Telling you, died out by the time I got there.
That's hilarious though, because I really did have this exact conversation where someone was just like, "Yo, what are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we did this in my high school." They're just like, "What was wrong with
No.
y'all?" I'm like, "What was wrong with this? Did no one else see this?"
No one else.
John
did
didn't
that.
even-
that
he was
sounds
in high
honestly
school.
disgusting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
it
it
And I
is.
like
That-
patties and I like chocolate chip cookies.
Homie,
In
that-
no
wait,
shape
but
or
hold on.
form.
Can we specify?
I am not judging because I didn't do it myself. I saw people do it. I was an apple crisp guy. I didn't go for the patties and cookies. I was always about the apple crisp. Whether
Can
or
we
not it was
specify
good,
which patties these were?
Would beef or chicken or how would it matter?
No, I'm not talking about beef.
but you're
No,
talking
no.
about like Mr. Spicy
Yes,
or
the flatter ones or the
Yeah,
really
Skinny's
flaky
talking
joints
about-
that have the meat that tastes kind
Yeah.
of funny.
Because
The
Skinny's
orange
talking
joints.
about Uptown, because in Uptown you have a few spots that were like
You
competing
had
for
the patties.
who had the best patty in Montreal. And you had Mr. Spicy, who was known to be one of the best ones.
Till
Then
they
you
took
had
away
the
trans
spot-
fats.
Yeah, you had the spot on Victoria downstairs across from Crazy Cuts back in the day. Down by
Wasn't that Mr. Spicy?
I think that was Mr. Spicy.
That was Mr. Spicy.
Oh, wait, what's the one in NDG then? That's near Chester.
No, that I don't know.
That you
man. I
can
know-
buy in bulk. I thought that was Mr. Spicy.
No, Mr.
Man,
Spicy's
do
the one
these
where
guys
you go
still
down
exist?
Victoria at the corner because my cousin lived on that street where
Okay.
you. So I'd always be like, "That's a staple," and then Crazy Cuts is
Okay.
across.
Yeah. So
Then you had them extra flaky joints that were just
Right.
like ridiculous, and the
These
meat
like-
tasted always weird.
Dave, if these places don't exist anymore, trust me, someone else has carried on the torch and is making a patty off of the original recipe.
But
So-
none of them
Spicy
taste like
still
Spicy's
exists.
no more. Spicy still exists, but they changed the recipe or something different.
Yeah.
They're not
there's
as
some-
spicy,
Yeah,
and the meat's different. So
they
I
probably
don't know.
order in bulk from someone else, a wholesaler now.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Jaws. Jaws, you sent us that video from the CBC for the Patty
Patty King.
Palace or something back in the day in
Oh
Toronto.
yeah, that was
I don't remember if it was called Patty Palace.
the
but-
reason why Canadians say Jamaican patty.
Right. Super
Right.
interesting mini doc. If you guys want to check
You know how much mad Trini Cousins I had?
it out.
Yeah,
Patty,
big
that's
strip.
it, done.
The one that
Just
can go like a
mad.
good 30 seconds of
30
Just
seconds.
like Jamaica just get to slide their name right in there, like it's a Jamaica patty. Peace out.
It's a dart for him, I'm telling you. Start
Jamaicans,
off with the
man.
strip.
I remember I told my mom about it. She's like, oh yeah, I remember that. And I was like, yeah, and they were putting their patties in their coconut bread. And she's like, yeah, I don't get that. Jamaicans are weird. I don't know. Why would you put all that
You already
extra
have bread.
extra carbs
Yeah.
around the patty and
So
then
wait.
eat it?
So they're putting their patties in the
in the
coconut bread.
yeah.
And then in my school, we were putting chocolate chip cookies
Right.
in the patty. So if you had a Jamaican from Wager who graduated in 2000, there's a high likelihood that you'd put a chocolate chip cookie into a patty inside some coconut bread. And
Mm.
that, ladies and gentlemen, is gross. That's all I'm saying. That's how disgusting.
That shit is gross.
Yeah. All right, folks. Wild Time. Oh, we didn't even talk about the last trailer. You guys should go check it out. Probably one of the ones that I care about the most. They cloned Tyrone. You get a lot more in this trailer.
Mm.
It's super interesting. The cast is fantastic. It comes out later this month. It's
I
this
think
month, right?
Is it July or is it June?
July. It's out in the next month, guys.
Yeah.
Either like go check-
Again, like I said last time when we watched the
No clue
teaser
what era.
trailer,
Right.
I am still confused about when this takes place.
they have cell phones. So
Exactly.
I was super confused because if you watch, I rewatched the trailer twice, and
You have
it's only
SUVs.
SUVs.
The first guy gets picked up in a Suburban.
Right.
The first
And-
the first guy walking away.
And then when I watched it the second time, I specifically was watching just for cell phones because at the end of the first viewing, you see the guy has a cell phone in the background of the newscast.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
and he's
so-
holding it up like he's taking
Right.
a selfie.
So I was just like, okay, so they have cell phones. So this must be, and it's not like an old cell phone. It's like a modern day cell phone. So I'm like, this is the 2015s upwards. Like you're looking at a
Can't even
decent,
tell.
no clue, which is kind of cool. Because if I'm being honest, because the Jamie Foxx's pimp attitude and vibe is hilarious. If you think that this is someone dressing like a 70s pimp in 2023, like that to
And
me,
then also the font for the whole show for a whole
Yeah.
movie
the aesthetic,
is like a 70s themed
Right.
font kind of thing.
even the like
kinda thing.
grain that's on the trailer is like throwback to 70s style.
Mm.
Yeah. So I guess we'll find out.
July 21st.
July 21st. So about a month. 5 weeks. But yeah, you guys can check it out. So that's gonna be on the Devil's streaming site. Sorry, Netflix. Me over here saying devil. I'm so sorry, folks. That was so rude of me. And yeah,
Womp
So-
womp.
guys, before we go into the movie that Jaws and I want to talk about, I wanted to ask you guys real quick this very simple question: how many days should a movie be number one to be able to claim the title of number one movie in the country in commercials?
I want to say a weekend. So
I'm gonna
3
say
days.
10 days.
One
Technically 3
weekend.
days.
Okay, Jaws says one
Whole
weekend.
No, 7 days.
Skinny says 7 days.
In the country.
Yeah. You're saying you're the number one film in the country. How many days should you be allowed? How many days do you have to be number one before you can make that claim in an ad?
I feel like a week is too short and a month too long, so I guess 2 weeks. Like you have because if you're you could be the number one movie for like 5 minutes. You know what I
Right.
mean? To be the real number one movie in a country, I would feel you'd have to survive 2 weekends. So I would say 2
Oh,
weeks.
I would say
I-
2 weekends. So that's really,
If I had to be like really annoying about it, I would say I would take the claim for a day. If I had it for a day, mine.
Okay.
Yeah, but by the time by the time the commercial becomes on,
But then
You're
you just
not-
put
it
the
does not
little,
apply
you put the little
anymore.
disclaimer at the bottom. This date.
This
Right.
time frame. That you know what?
Okay.
That's the scapegoat. You could put any time
Put the
frame you
disclaimer at the
want
bottom. This day.
if there is a definitive note at the bottom of the screen that
Yeah.
specifies how long. But
Like-
we're talking about like not having that.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
like how
Like the
long not
like
having
the
that.
Pepsi Jet, you're supposed to put a disclaimer at the bottom of your ad when you want to do certain things. Okay,
Yeah.
quick follow-up question that I didn't think of before. Does it have to be consecutive days? Okay, Skinny's nodding yes.
Yeah.
Dave?
It's
I would logic speaks yes.
Okay. Jaws?
again, if I was to go with my
Oh yeah, because you said
annoying
Monday, so
answer,
it doesn't
if I grab it for the whole day,
right.
24 hours, then
You-
yes, take it.
If
Okay.
it was inconsistent days,
Yeah.
the time frame would have to be longer.
Yeah, you can't
Okay.
you can't be like, well, I had it for like 10 hours here, 10 hours there, and
Yeah.
4 hours on the Sunday. So
Like
number
in a,
one in the whole weekend, baby, we did it. You
In
know,
a-
can't do that. Like, it has to
in
be
like-
consecutive.
or you know what it is in the time frame that you are not back to back, you have to be more than 50%. So example,
Oh,
you
interesting.
have a
Okay.
week, right? Sorry,
Okay.
a 2-week period. The second you go for like I was number one for a week and a minute,
Okay. You would say they can claim it.
I would say you could get.
Okay.
But that could be like you could now have it for like a month long because
Yeah.
for a month you had it for 3 weeks, you could still claim it. Like, you know, I
Okay.
think that makes sense.
Because
Alright.
I know,
And
I
that's
know I've
thinking on a
seen-
marketing standpoint as well.
Because remember,
as
they're
well.
running. You're now building. You're marketing ads saying you're the number one film in the country
Yeah.
off of these answers. That's why I asked. I asked this because, and Jaws, I'm sure you know where I'm going. Transformers: Rise of the Beast claimed to be the number one movie in the country and was
Impossible.
number one for only opening day and did not stay number one for the weekend it was released.
Absolutely not.
And then
Yeah, but you know what happened there? They had that commercial on the tuck, and then they're like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
shit.
But that's the problem. You
Right.
have to have fact first.
No, man.
I
All these
feel
Disney movies and stuff, they have those commercials pre-made, and the minute they touch number one for like 3-4 days, maybe a week, boop, they put it out. Transformers are just like, listen, Across the Spider-Verse, like, we can't.
yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
Well, that's
Yeah.
it. Like, you can't keep up
Exactly.
against that.
The fact that they knew they couldn't beat Across the Spider-Verse and were just like, listen, if we get number one for even one day, we are going to put this ad out right away.
So they said opening day,
I can't
right?
get fired. This has to air one time.
The ad that I saw did not say number one movie opening day. It
Oh,
just
okay,
said
okay.
number one movie in the country. And I was just like, and I, you know what?
But which country? USA, Canada? Like, that's what I'm asking. What station did you watch this commercial on?
It was a domestic. I was watching YouTube. I wasn't on.
Okay.
And it was a domestic ad.
So probably,
so-
yeah, it could be Canada. Could be.
So
But-
Canada, but that's the thing. It's not. I checked. I checked the numbers again. So and I'm not even mad at the claim. It was more just the thing that threw me was someone posted saying the top 3 movies in the world, like the top 3 domestic movies right now, all have leads of color.
Mm.
And I was just like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's true. Because you have Homegirl from Swarm in Transformers and Anthony Ramos. I guess
Yeah.
that's where he's Latino. And then you have Miles Morales' character is black and
Both.
Latino also.
Again,
Yeah, so people were
black,
really excited
black
about
and
that.
Latino. Boom.
And then you have Halle Bailey, who is the Little Mermaid.
Right.
And Daveed Diggs also, if you want to count him for the voice.
Did anyone see the Little Mermaid yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Josh saw it, remember?
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh, wait, were you here when we talked about it?
I may have missed it. Overall,
Uh,
comparison quickly: good or equally good, worse or better than the original?
I would say equally good because I didn't like hate it. Like, oh my god,
Right.
like the point I kept bringing up in every episode that we've had about this new movie is
Yep.
that they got an actress that can actually sing. That was the whole point.
Facts.
So people getting mad, you know, like I think Skinny had the best one. It's like, oh, so for Beauty and the Beast, you're gonna get Emma Watson. I don't know if she sings.
She can't. Sorry, Emma.
I don't know if she sings, but she's not the most beautiful girl.
Wasn't. Come
Oh,
on.
God.
That was supposed to listen. Don't get me started again.
Damn, Shade be
Okay.
like
let's not let's not start that whole
harsh there.
discussion
But-
where we just insult this poor Hermione girl.
Yeah, like you
And,
know,
I
and
killed her
fine,
once.
if you want to, if
Yeah.
you want to get upset about Ariel being black, whatever. Like in the movie, the rest of her sisters are from all other parts of the world, and they are
Right.
just
Yeah.
as equally as hot. So
King
you
Triton knows how to slang that mer. That's what it is.
I think it's all the same wife, though. I don't know. They don't.
Oh,
they don't.
nah,
They
he
don't
was out here
talk
slanging
like
it.
they say. Oh, when your mom died, like they're not like neither. All the other women, all the other sisters aren't like, oh yeah, my mom's still alive. This movie was really kind of piecing together the little bits and pieces in between. Like all of a
So
sudden,
his- Does Triton's
or-
sperm switch up based
like
on what ocean
I don't
he's
know,
in?
but like all the
Caribbean
daughters
Ocean?
supposed to be all the daughters supposed to be the different seas in the world, basically.
Triton out here being like Santa Claus, whatever household he comes down the chimney in, all of a sudden he's that color. It's like,
Oh yeah. You want some? You get some. Let's go.
But I thought it
You
was
want, you want
fun.
an
I
Asian one?
thought-
All right.
I
You
thought
"You
it's
want
one of
an
those.
Asian one. It's such a
Jesus.
wild line.
But like it's one of those movies where you know, you could show that to your kid first, and then you can say, hey, this is the one I grew up with, and you watch that.
Yeah.
But like, you know, they took out some songs, they added some new songs and stuff like that. Cause some people were like, oh, I can't believe they took out Les Poissons. And it's like,
Wait,
eh.
we already did this review. Dave,
yeah,
go
I
on.
didn't want that much. I
Sorry,
asked
sorry,
one
sorry.
question.
Thanks for cutting me off.
Transformers: Rise of the
Roz
Beast.
is clearly dedicated to this movie and loves it deep down.
I mean,
good.
everyone I've spoken to says it's good. And Transformers: Rise of the Beast. Jaws, do you want to go first, or should I say?
Can
I
you
read it.
do
I'll go
spoiler
first.
free
Let's
or
go.
should I walk away?
No, I could do spoiler free. I
Okay,
was gonna do
spoiler.
spoiler free.
Spoiler. Let's go.
Okay, so I'm just gonna bow for 5. You
No,
guys
no,
go.
I'm not. I'm not saying spoilers. I
No
can easily.
spoilers.
I still
No.
want people to go see it. So, and it literally just came out less than a week ago. So I feel pretty rough if I start
We
spoiling
lost our
stuff.
edge. We used to not care.
Well, it's just
I'm
because
kidding. I'm kidding.
I care for this one.
I'm kidding.
I
I'm
wanna give
watching
people a
Beast. I'm
chance.
watching Beasties, or as everyone else knows it, Beast Wars. We know it as Beasties because of
Yeah,
Canadian
yeah.
law and
Laws,
whatnot.
'cause of
But
word
like,
laws.
I'm
Yeah.
literally watching that now. Not
Ah.
all because the movie came out. Because I randomly a week ago was like, I want to watch this.
A lot of those episodes are filler. You can throw them away.
Oh,
A
stop.
lot of them. A lot of them.
What?
They're good still.
Nah, fam.
They're
Oh,
but the
character
Watch them all.
animation, but the
character
animation.
builds.
Animation's
So
great,
pretty.
but a lot of them episodes you can throw away.
Nah, man. All those episodes,
Yeah,
watch them. Gold.
listen.
Yeah, you
All
don't
of them.
know
Gold.
on that.
It's
Middle
3
ground.
seasons. They're not even that long.
Yeah.
Watch
Middle
them.
ground. Watch them at
It's not
1.5.
even anime.
Watch them at
1.5.
1.5. Middle ground.
1.5.
Watch them at 1.5.
Well, I
Not
mean, I
even
like them,
anime.
so I'll watch them like regular. But
I
like,
can name some stupid episodes straight up, but you know, there's some.
no,
where-
a Better
what is it?
Mousetrap is a
Yes.
amazing, useless episode, but it's amazing.
Is that the one where you can't transform?
No, that's the one where you get stuck in the ship because him and Dinobot get fight, and they're setting up their security system, and the
Yes.
security system thinks that the Maximals are the
The bad
Decepticons.
guys, yes. Yeah, that's
So
a
then, like,
throwaway.
it's Rat Trap versus the ship. That
Yeah.
one,
And then
is
that's when you find out
fucking
Rat
gold.
Trap's a demolitions expert. He's
Yeah.
basically like
He's like a
the
badass,
of
spy
the crew.
out of nowhere.
Yeah,
No,
throwaway.
But he's smart. He's like, I don't want to go die.
Yeah.
Yeah, throw.
Why would I
Throw
do
it.
that?
Whatever. The one where
Character
they're right.
building.
No.
Yeah.
No character building.
I'm been.
Stop.
I think season 1, there's
Dave
like
Stuck.
first episode's good, Dinobot joins good. The episode afterwards is not going to be hype because you just got a new member. So the episode after, like the pilot, is always going to be some bullshit. And then I think it carries on to be some bullshit until that episode you talk about. Then it keeps going. There might have been an episode where Cheetor tries to like fall in love with another Cheetor, and she just ends up being afraid, and then he ends up protecting her family, and they end up liking him. That was a cool one, but out of the 2 throwaways, I'll take that. Tigertron is a sick episode, but then the one after that, you're just like, why is this nigga not back at the ship? And then you're all
He doesn't
mad.
want to be.
Exactly. So you're just like, why does a black
'Cause he's-
dude have to be by himself because his memory chips is messed up? Just go back to the
No,
ship.
because he's more
He's
more
more
comfortable with
animal than
nature.
robot, dude.
See, you guys
He's
just
more
watched this
comfortable with
like
nature. So
yesterday.
he's like, nah, I'm
I'm
cool
doing
with
this
that.
off of memory of
all this
1990, whatever. Y'all
technology.
just watch this.
No, I remember it too, man. What are you talking about?
I don't remember
Who are
it.
you talking about? Who are you talking to?
I don't remember it, but needless to say,
Movie
Was the movie
happy-
anything like it?
I hope not, because
Nope.
I would not watch the cartoon if this is what I was watching. 'Cause-
Oh, no.
So the new movie, I don't think it's like it's never gonna be like
no,
the actual show. The
Right.
show, it's focusing on a set amount of characters, and you can tell really good stories about those characters. This
Right.
one is a continuation of Bumblebee. So you're keeping up with the Autobots, and then you find out about the Maximals, and the Maximals
How
are on a
bad is it?
I don't think it's that bad. I think it's pretty good. I think takes place in 94.
Yeah.
I think it's good. I don't think it's like one of the best ever, but it's not. I don't think it's as good as Bumblebee, but I think it's
Right.
still good.
If I had to
It's one of
rank
the better
them,
of the whole Bayverse.
I would say Bumblebee, the first movie, then this.
Well, that
But
says a lot.
That's not. Yeah, but it's not saying a lot because the other movies also just sucked. So
Well, how about this? First of all, do you have to watch any of the movies before watching this one?
no,
I would just say Bumblebee probably.
and even that you don't have to watch.
Yeah.
Like you don't
I'd-
need to know Bumblebee's
Could-
backstory.
but
At most, I would
oh,
say Bumblebee.
But is
Right.
Bumble? So is Bumblebee in this movie basically a reboot of the series?
I think so. I
Yeah.
think that's what they basically said. Is it's a kind of a reboot of the
Because-
whole
Movie
series
takes
kind of
place in
thing.
87. This one takes place in 94.
Because you have the 3 original movies with Shia Buff
Yeah, and then 2 with
with Mark Wahlberg. Well, the Mark Wahlberg one,
Yeah.
that is a continuation off the Shia Buff.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't you have
Okay.
3 with Wahlberg?
No.
Yep. Yeah.
Wahlberg's not in 3 of them.
Transformers 4. Then there's the one or the other where they're in China, and then the Last Night.
Age of Extinction,
Bong.
and then Last
Wahlberg
Night.
did 3.
That homie did 3.
No, I don't think so. I think he did
Yeah,
two.
he did 3 because he got the thing cut to his arm and homie with the sword. Yep. Yeah. He's in the last one with Angelina Jolie's dad and the other girl.
Vaughn.
Yes.
No, Voight.
Yeah.
Voight. Yeah,
No,
that's it,
Voight's in the first movie. He was the president.
Not
John Voight.
Not
Yeah,
John Voight.
he's in the
Okay,
first movie.
I'm
That's
breaking
not
this
Mark
down.
Wahlberg.
Are you talking about Anthony Hopkins?
Thank
Because
you.
I know.
Yes, yes. Hopkins.
Why do you say
Oh, wow.
he's Angelina
That's the
Jolie's
Last
dad?
Night.
I don't know because I confused him. You might do the great. I don't know.
Here.
That was
There's
so,
Transformers.
that's what I thought you were talking about, and in my head I was like, "But why would that's not?" That's not
I got the movies here. Transformers, Revenge of the
all
Fallen,
white people look alike.
Transformers,
You skinny-
Dark of the Moon, Transformers Age of Extinction,
Yes.
Transformers The Last Night. There's only 5. 2 of them is with
Right.
Mark
Okay.
Wahlberg.
He was
Yeah,
only in the last 2 that you name. I'm
Yeah,
on
Wahlberg's
IMDb. I'm on
Wahlberg did
IMDb. I am confirming that it's Last Night and Age of Extinction are the only 2 that.
So was
he is
Age
in.
of Extinction that long? That I was
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
2014, and the
Yeah.
other one was 2017.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, that's a
Decade
pretty long
ago they
difference.
made these movies, but all this
Wow,
to
it's too
say,
long.
okay. So
That
Jaws.
means there's only 2 movies in behind. 3 movies.
Yeah. So Jaws, I'll let you finish your point because I'll give my spoiler-free review after.
Yeah, so like I said, I think it's okay, it's good, but I don't think it's as great. Like it wasn't like, oh wow, they really did a good job and it came back. But I feel like the fights, you can actually see what's happening, so
Yes.
definitely a thumbs up. They really try super hard to make you feel that it's 1994 New York.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think the part that really messed me up really bad was when you look at his friend's car and he
Yeah.
has the incense, the what was it, the king's crown incense. Do you remember that?
No, I actually don't remember.
You don't remember that? It's oh man,
Do I remember that in real life or seeing it
in
the
real
movie?
life. I remember
Okay,
that. So
yeah,
when they had that in the movie, I was like, oh my goodness, holy! Who remembers that? Who remember? Oh yeah, I got to get that. Instead of getting like the air freshener of the, of the leaf, you get the thing in the car on the dash of your car. Let me see if I can look it up. But
That's heavy.
I think Ron Perlman was really good as Optimus
Yes.
Primal.
Yes.
And
really?
what's her name?
That's
Yeah, he
really
did a
good.
good job.
Michelle Yeoh was
Michelle
good
Yeoh's
as Air Razor.
fantastic as Air Razor. Fantastic. So
I'm surprised she was like basically like a big secondary
Yeah,
character, which I
so-
thought was pretty cool.
my thing is the trailer gave me a false sense of who was important, which is fine. I mean, that's
Mhm.
probably a good thing. Like, it's probably better that I don't know exactly who's going to be leading and who's going to be less. Skinny, I'll say this for you because I know you'll appreciate this.
I already know.
Your boy Skeet was
Amazing.
Horrible.
I love them.
he was so annoying. Skeet
I
was
liked
so
them.
annoying.
I don't care.
There was a girl there making so much noise every time he came on screen that I wanted to be like, shut up. Like I yeah, like it was just the energy from just that one person added to the fact that I was not impressed with him as doing this voice work to begin with. Yeah, so Airazor, fantastic. Max, all the Maximals were great. I was hoping to see a little bit more interaction with them than what I got, but that's okay. Anthony Ramos and Dominic Fishback were actually really good. Dominic Fishback, especially because the version of the character she was playing kind of usually has that vibe of like she usually plays someone who's really tough, and this time she was playing someone who's just really smart, which was great. Like I like that her character,
like she's not about that like life. She's not about
Yeah,
that like,
no.
oh, I'm gonna do all this like
right?
I'm all this hero, like, oh my god, what the like it's a
Like
very
how like the stereotypical New Yorker freaking out, like, oh my god, you see, like she was so good in the film. I love the way she performed. I love her energy. Anthony Ramos and her make a fantastic team together. I do give them credit for that. One of the things that people always say about the Transformer films is it's really hard to balance the humans and the robots. This is the film that I felt, other than Bumblebee, did it best. Because I got a great story for Ramos. I didn't get enough story for Dominic, but that's okay because I expect a sequel. Even though I didn't love the movie, I expect a sequel. It was great to see Luna Lauren Velez, who plays Anthony Ramos's mom, who's also the voice of the mom for Miles Morales, because she's just shining right now. Like she's in the top.
She's come a long way since Dexter,
right? Like she's in the top movies in like the two of the top 3 movies of, and people are saying of the year.
Wait, Homegirl from New York Undercover?
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, cool.
Yeah,
good for her.
Come up.
So she's doing fantastic. The voice acting, some of the lines for the voice acting from time to time felt so weird. Some of them felt so natural, and then sometimes like RC would say something, and I'd be like,
RC.
No, RC was cool.
RC was cool, but there's just moments where it would just felt weird. Like, and guys, I do have to say this. The pain I felt when Wheeljack opened his mouth the first time will
open his mouth. Well, you get a look of him? Come on now.
Will forever break my heart because
I didn't mind it. They've already changed so many people.
But the thing I don't understand is, and again, this is what is annoying about this franchise is this movie is another soft reboot because you've already met Wheeljack in the Transformers movie in Bumblebee on Cybertron at the beginning of that.
Nope.
No, it wasn't him.
That's not
no. You've met Wheeljack before that. He was like called Einstein or something.
Yeah, he was in
Toys
Revenge of the Fallen.
And we had like a little joke about that on IG or something.
I'm saying
Skinny.
like these movies,
like Wheeljack, what you're expecting from G1.
I don't consider these movies attached to those movies anymore because
these are
like the timeline doesn't even make sense. So I'm pretending this is a reboot because Bumblebee, because the flashes you get of Bumblebee in a World War situation,
the last night, because
doesn't make
apparently
sense.
Transformers are on Earth and affecting our whole. Like a friend of mine sent me a clip from the last night where Anthony Hopkins was like, "Oh, Transformers been here for for a long time in our," and they show a picture of Frederick Douglass,
right? Like what are you talking about?
Transformers helping us on the Underground Railroad,
like what I want
from our Decepticon oppressor.
Like y'all need to calm down. Like this is some silly shit. So that's why so for me, I'm gonna start with Bumblebee.
Okay,
because especially because you gave me Optimus Prime flat nose, and I love that. As a kid, this was exactly like, why didn't you just do this the first time? To this day, well, action figures, I know, but still, it was
action figures, and they wanted to go a different direction with it. But I mean, that's every single newer version of Transformers. Always gonna change it up. Change it up.
Watching this was so good. Like seeing him do, like when the arms come out, you see that transformation that first time. I was just like, yes. Like I was really excited.
They didn't need to do that to Wheeljack though.
Yeah, I did, dude. The version of Wheeljack that I saw at the beginning of Bumblebee on Cybertron, which I guess technically they don't say the name Wheeljack.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering if they even said his name or
I
not.
maybe
They don't say his name in the movie at all?
In Bumblebee, I don't think so.
Because in Bumblebee they're all just fighting.
But you know that's
I
Wheeljack.
know,
Yeah.
Come
I
on.
know. And
What's
that's
that? Jack
the
Wheel?
problem.
Stop it.
Yeah. But
Come on.
but that's the
It's his
argument.
nephew.
That's the
I
Maybe
think probably
that's
they
the
named
title.
him Wheeljack because they had to like use the name or lose the license of the name, so they just
Sure,
slapped it on.
yeah.
And, moved
And
it
you
up-
got
moved
you
on.
and Daniel
Keep it
told me
pushing.
about this in the past.
Yeah, just had to keep it pushing.
Hey, who's that? No, don't worry about him. That's Jack
All I
Wheel.
know is I watched this movie and I had very low expectations, and it hovered around the expectations. But
Ooh.
again, because they've burned the bridge so badly in the past, and Bumblebee slightly brought it back. This movie did not have a lot to go on for me to appreciate, so I was already like, all right, I guess we'll see what's up. And I didn't walk out, so that counts.
You
as-
never walk out. Shut up.
I never walk out. I never walk out.
out.
I do actively wish I could
Never
speed it up
walk out.
sometimes, though. So that was.
But I felt like this movie was more of a Optimus Prime kind of movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they actually had like Peter Cullen say a lot and
Yes.
talk, and it felt like it was more Optimus Prime. He's still kind of becoming the de facto leader, de facto general.
Right. He's still
cetera.
like, it almost feels
Still
like
learning.
Batman Year One,
Yeah.
which was and actually very interesting. If you told me I was gonna watch like Orion Pax turn into Optimus Prime in the last movie, like let's say instead of Bumblebee I get Orion Pax, and then this was a sequel to that, I'd be like, okay, yeah, he just got the spark for the first time. He barely knows what he's
Or
doing.
the Matrix.
Well, I mean, they call it the spark, right?
They call him the spark in this one? Oh, they
Yeah, 'cause
changed
they're
up the
not
they
allowed-
changed up the Matrix because he couldn't use it because
Yeah,
the other
exactly.
Matrix.
Matrix,
Yeah.
but yeah.
All
So-
spark.
Yeah,
all
the all
spark. That's it.
Question, and I know my question will result in kind of a spoiler type answer. So like,
Can I do it? Let me
I
do it.
might not
Let me do it.
answer that.
Hold
Let
on,
me do
hold
it.
on. With how the movie ends up being,
Yeah.
is this creating like a multi-series in the sense like they're gonna make now a Transformers thing and like a Beast Wars movie next?
Oh,
like,
interesting.
are they going to be doing this, or do you think it's going to be
I-
no? These robots are now going to always be intertwined.
I
Intertwined, sorry,
don't
said that
think
weird.
I don't think they focused enough on the Beast for them to develop into their own franchise as of
Yeah.
yet. But I'm not saying it's impossible. I'll say that. I don't think I'm spoiling by saying it's not impossible for them to do it.
Because
I
I feel
don't
like
think it's likely, is what I'd say.
yeah, because I feel like in Age of Extinction they had the Dinobots, and then Optimus Prime's like, yeah, you're free to go, guys.
Right.
And then in the last night, you catch up with the Autobots that are in like a junkyard, and only like Grimlock kind of stays behind.
Right. So yeah, I mean,
Ignore my cat.
yeah. Living his best life.
He's just mooning everyone. It's okay.
Only
Yeah, I mean-
Grimlock stayed. Terrible.
I really had some harsh feelings when I was at the end of that film. I was just like, there's a lot of moments of like, but I will say again, Bumblebee, then the first one, then this, and then the rest you can put them in a trash bag because they were.
I feel like Revenge of the Fallen can definitely go in the trash bag.
Right.
But I do feel like
Which
Age
one's
of
that one?
Extinction. That's the one with the Fallen. That's the one where I'm right below enemy scrotum with Devastator.
But that's number 3 or number.
No, that's
two?
second
number
one.
2.
That's number 2.
That's Jet. That's Jet. What's his name? Jetfire. The old
Jetfire.
man.
Jetfire was good in that.
Because to me, other than
Did you feel Jetfire was good in that
Yeah,
as an
So
old man?
So the Jetfire they were doing wasn't G1 Jetfire. It was more so Energon Jetfire, where Jetfire merges with Optimus Prime, becomes
Right,
more powered
okay.
up. So they're pulling from like everything kind of thing. But
Right.
like that one I could definitely throw. But the reason I say Jetfire was good because the voice actor in the mocap for Bumblebee is the same
Jetfire.
actor for Jetfire,
Okay.
and he's the same actor for what was the bounty hunter in Age of Extinction?
Hold on. Give me that. It's
Don't remember.
Lockdown.
Nope. Not yeah. That's it,
Lockdown. He was he was also the voice actor in the mocap for Lockdown. So that actor is really good. And if you give him something really good to do, like I feel like that villain was really good and threatening and everything, but it's just the movie around it wasn't great, and you know, you want more
Sidebar.
Dinobots. But anyway,
Why do I feel like the first movie left out a lot of cool Decepticons just to bring them in later? Because I don't remember being so many dope ass like Lockdown, and then they brought Homie back in this one. Scourge in this one, and then in Extinction, who was it in
the other one?
Extinction was Lockdown.
Yeah, but he was a bounty hunter. He wasn't really on any side.
Who was the moon one?
The Fallen?
Dark of the Moon. That was the Fallen.
Oh, the Dark of the Moon was Sentinel Prime. He was like the secret bad guy.
Okay, well no, Sentinel Prime, they shouldn't have done that to
Sentinel Prime and Megatron. It was still Megatron, but I mean, he was like really beaten up.
Okay, no, they kind of say, and then they called Megatron Galvatron. Yeah, no, they didn't really do that too well.
Yeah, in Age of Extinction, I think they called them that.
And so is that the one where it's nanobot transformations instead of transformations?
Yeah, yeah, Transformium or whatever they call it.
That was bad.
So bad.
That was
painful. I'll tell you what I thought a spoiler was going to be, because so odd. So the rumor that I heard, which is now largely not to be an issue at all.
I remember you told me.
So apparently, they were going to. A rumor I read, they were going to try and link the old movies to this one by making Scourge, who works for Unicron, actually be the Optimus Prime from the previous ones, who like shot off into space and says, "Okay, I'm going to go get Unicron." Remember, like we didn't know what happened to him.
Oh.
Right, that's what a story. But I was like, "Oh, that kind of makes sense." Except for I never
shot off into space, and then I
didn't
think
see the last night, so I didn't.
I think it rolled into the last night because he gets up getting captured, and he comes back and he's brainwashed or something.
Right. So I was like, "Oh, he's just Scourge," but I was like, I didn't bother.
I could see that because the English name of Nemesis Prime is Scourge. So like the American, North American name, or I guess Western name of like a black repaint of Optimus Prime is Scourge, and he was like a big long nose semi truck. So I could see why people thought that, but
definitely did not happen in that way.
No, it didn't happen that way.
Not at all.
There is a weird line that is said by the Maximals, but I won't say anything, and it kind of hints to Beast Wars a bit on how that.
Oh yeah,
how it all works.
Cool.
So I was like,
that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Wait, what? Hey, hey.
No, you well again. Go see the movie. We're not gonna spoil it right now.
I can't. No, you stop it. You stop it. Some other people might watch it. You stop it.
But I'll tell people, you know, go see it. I mean, this is better than the other one. So as much as I didn't.
One thing I was surprised about, well, for my viewing, my showing, they showed a clip of the director saying thank you for coming to see the movie.
Oh, cool.
And he seemed really pumped and excited for it. So I hope he gets to do more of these. And he seemed really happy. Like, I mean, when he was filming, when he was filming the whole movie and he was showing off this is what the alt modes for these characters look like he seemed like super pumped for it.
But they're already making another one. They're making Transformers 1 apparently.
But I think that's animated, no?
I don't know. I was looking on
that one's animated. I don't think that's
Wikipedia.
live action.
Yeah, that's an animated one. All right. Yeah. So you know that's the spoiler-free review, guys. And you know we
tried.
We can always come back to the movies and go deep. I have no problem with that. I just don't want it like less than a week. I still want to give people a chance to see that. I know we used to spoil shit right off bat, but I felt bad sometimes.
From your guys' perspective, out of curiosity. Fallen, Moon, Extinction, and Last Night. Order of least worst to worst.
Oh, I don't even want to. I don't. If it was up to me, I don't.
Last Night, Extinction, and then what was the other two? It was
Fallen and Moon.
Fallen and then Moon. Moon's going to be last.
Yeah, because Fallen and Moon for me were completely nonsensical. I didn't watch Mark Ball.
Yeah, because Moon. No, Fallen was done during the writer's strike. That was writer's strike movie. So all they had was set pieces, and they had to make a movie around the set pieces.
They get to use an excuse as to why it was bad. It's essentially.
Well, remember, I think both of those movies. I think both of those movies were made around the same. That movie, Fallen and Star Trek 1, were both written by Orsi and Kurtzman.
Oh
and
yeah.
you could tell which one they gave a shit about.
Yeah.
which one they were willing to cross the line for.
That's funny. Yeah. So folks, go check it out. We recommend it. My recommendation probably didn't sound as positive as it could have been,
It did
but
not.
I will always have a high standard for something that I grew up loving so much. So it's not from a place of disgust. It's more a place of we deserve the best. And I felt like that was, but we're getting closer. We're getting closer. We're polishing, and I'm starting to see the gem. Class of 09 FX. I just wanted to say it's a limited miniseries. Wait till it's done if you want to watch it. If you don't want to watch it, don't bother. It's they're doing that usual trope of people making stupid decisions is just for the purposes of moving drama along, and you know how I feel about that. It's kind of boring. So that's my take. That's my take. Class of 09. Sorry to anyone who was really excited about that. It stinks. Oh, sorry. Did I say it stinks? Yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we go to the news?
Play some Zelda.
All right. Yeah. You've been playing, right? Still? How much further do you?
I've not gone to play as much as I'd want to because, well, you guys know the wedding's around the corner for me, so like I've been stupid busy, but it's so good. It's so good.
And you start creating things yet?
I have a little bit, but it's more because so you have two ways of playing, right? You could either you kind of just straight beeline to what they're doing, right? You could also then kind of generally move forward and do some side missions. Or what I do is, because the map is unlocked, right? You have to go into a blank area on your map, find like a specific place where you could then unlock that section of the map, like on your map.
Right.
And when that happens, a lot of people would be like, okay, I'm just gonna do like one or two things and go to the next. Me, I'm the type of person like I'll scrounge this whole area.
Oh boy. Just
because I enjoy adventuring in this game.
Plus you get to level up your character, because
that's the thing. Like I get to experience various types of enemies at all times, some harder, some easier and stuff. And then it also exposes me, like I prefer learning the basics that way as opposed to like going online and trying to learn something, because you have a tendency to figure things out on the way and whatnot. Plus, I prefer to shrine hunt than go crazy with the story, because the shrines I find are a more efficient way to like get better health and stamina.
Okay.
So instead of doing a straight line, I'm very like windy road going back type thing.
You're an explorer, man.
I'm not the best person to judge how quick to go by the game, but with what I have done, it's freaking amazing. And because I have watched videos of creations, because I'm like, there's just too many.
So nuts.
There's too many like clickbaits that I'm like, I want to see that. Okay, I'm not gonna wait till I finally unlock.
And the algorithm knows it too, because once you start clicking on them, it feeds you more.
Dude, there's some things, because I'll only watch like
people are making war machines out
here.
People are making Transformers in this game.
Who made essentially, the Ninja Turtles, like they had the Ninja Turtles. So it was like the what you call it? It was like a skateboard, but with the fan at the back of it.
Oh yeah.
It was supposed to be like a boat type. Usually it's like a mock-up of a boat. Like usually that's on water, and the Ninja Turtles made it a skateboard.
Like a hovercraft that they
yeah.
Or hoverboard.
In the game, someone made that.
That's wild.
And I was like, you're kidding me.
The ones I've seen is like people have made like big laser machines that just shoot lasers. Another one, someone made Metal Gear straight up the Shagohod. Just
that's insane.
There was one
people should jump in and start playing.
100%. One person, I'll add one extra creation that I saw recently that I just thought funny. In order to collect eggs, a guy literally made a big machine where it hovers, and you take a chicken, go into the middle of it, you throw it in it, and when they get damaged, right, they call the other chickens to come. They all just get sucked up into this machine, and whatever the machine does, they're all just laying their eggs, and you see them walking around like, how long did you sit there and design this? Like, how did you brainstorm
the game is like,
because you only see the end product, right? You don't see them build it, right? So I'm just there and like, what level of lazy? How much time do you have for this game?
I respect it, folks.
So do I.
if you're interested in innovation, crazy story, and exploration, it sounds like you got
Nintendo's Minecraft. Go play it.
Yeah, that's a great way to describe it. Geek news and rumors. I started off with some comic book news. We haven't done that in a minute. Mark Millar is doing a sequel to Wanted titled Big Game. He says it is going to be like a major blockbuster crossover event with almost all of his previous titles. So if you guys are Mark Millar fans, that's a lot of titles. We're
Yeah, it's
talking
ridiculous.
Kingsman. We're talking Jupiter's Legacy, Jupiter's
Wasn't an
Circle, the
Did he do
Nemesis?
Nemesis?
Yeah, Nemesis. Ambassadors is his new one where he has superheroes again that have powers.
Magic Order.
Yeah, all dude, it's crazy. Chrononauts is one that he mentioned too. Those guys are time travelers. Like I don't know how
Man, that was such a good read.
that's a great read. So I don't know how he's planning to. Oh, and Kick-Ass is in it. Like,
What's he gonna do?
I
What's he
do-
gonna do?
honestly, I read the description and I was
First
like,
to die.
how does this even make sense to connect all of these things together? But he says they're all going to be in this global event. And my favorite title that he's been working on for a bit, he's working on the 4th volume right now, The Magic Order. If you guys haven't read that, I highly recommend it. But The Magic Order is also going to be in it, which there's a character in The Magic Order who's essentially almost like as powerful as a god. So I really don't understand how he's going to make this all work together, especially with something like Wanted, where I love the comic book, but those guys were just criminals who had a genius who helped them travel through different dimensions. Like, I guess that's
And
what
they
we're going to
won.
see, but it's going to be wild. So we'll see what's up. We have a list here this week: cancellations
boy.
and series ending. So you guys may have heard, but if you haven't, Young Rock has been canceled by NBC after 3 seasons. Grand Crew has been canceled at NBC as well after 2 seasons. The least surprising cancellation on the list, Gotham Knights, canceled at the CW after 1 season.
Should have been after the first episode.
Yeah, we all called this one. I don't think anyone expected Gotham Knights to continue. It had almost no effect on social media. I didn't see anyone talking about it. If they were talking about it, they were just saying how bad it was. Everyone's reaction was, why did you create a new character when Bruce has multiple adopted kids already? None of this makes sense. It was a lot of bad decisions. So
that has ruined careers.
yeah.
That has ruined careers and made, for some people who their career isn't ruined, definitely a step back, or at least in the wrong direction.
Are you
some
talking
people
about Misha Collins?
I'm talking about some of these people might need to do porn just to like stay in the business. This is really bad.
Right, Dave? We see how
Wow.
Downtown.
Speaking of porn,
And I'm not talking about the ladies. I'm talking about the other guy because he sucked.
yeah. Speaking of porn, Human Resources ending with season 2 over on Netflix.
Oh,
That is the spin-off series from Big Mouth, which is also ending after its 8th season. So I think if
Wow.
anything, the contract they had with Nick is done, and Nick is on his way out. Nick and Mulaney and that whole crew, they're probably like, well, we had fun. We did this 8 years too. So they're probably going to just be like, it's time to go. Which
I
is
never got into Big Mouth, but I like a lot of people talk.
I
about
did. It was
so
good.
I
maybe-
really like Big Mouth, so I'm sad to hear that it's gone. And Human Resources is actually really entertaining too. So,
What's really sad about Big Mouth is like that's like probably one of the best ways for people to get their
dude,
sex education.
Yeah. Netflix really leaning into teens learning about sex with Big Mouth and Sex Ed, 2 shows that are actively trying to teach kids about their bodies and like
The
not
legislators aren't gonna ban that. They don't know what's on.
Yeah,
Sex Ed is actually really good.
Sex Ed is a great show.
Great
And
show.
I think, if people give it a chance, you couldn't really like learn, if you're younger, can learn a lot about how your orientation, sexual orientation, intimacy, all of it. So it's a very interesting series to
It
watch.
deals with all it deals with all the modern stuff real well.
Yeah.
That's not
And then
like
for premieres and returning shows,
Hmm.
Skinny, you mentioned it last time. Wonder Years season 2 starts tonight, June 14th.
only season 2.
Yeah, they're only season 2.
Didn't that premiere in 2020 though?
I don't think it was that long ago.
No.
The new Wonder Years?
Yeah,
The
it's
black
not.
one? No, I don't think.
Yeah, it's not that long ago. Sorry, maybe a year and a half ago, but
See, years
it's
just
time-
kind of
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Star Trek
Wonder, eh?
Strange New World season 2 starts tomorrow, June 15th. Black Mirror season 6 also starts tomorrow. The Walking Dead Dead City premieres this weekend on Sunday, also
Why?
Father's Day, by the way. So if you guys forgot, because I know some people forgot.
I haven't watched that show in a long time, but the concept that Negan and what's her name are like on the same page
In
doing
New
something.
York, that's
What?
the only reason I'm slightly interested is I do want to see that one episode they always do where they show you how that city got affected by the outbreak. And I would love to
You
see
start
how
in New York.
The
No.
Walking Dead doesn't start in New York.
Isn't it New York?
Atlanta.
No, it's
maybe.
Atlanta.
yeah.
Fear the Walking Dead is LA.
Exactly. So
Mm.
I've never seen how New York started, and I've always been like, New York, where people live on top of each other, that
Mm-mm.
spreads fast. So it'd be interesting to see how bad New York gets. Manhattan's an island. Do they blow up the bridges? Do they blow up the tunnels? Like, you're talking about a really interesting like city lockdown if you really, really want to do it. So I would be down to see that episode, but ultimately I don't want to watch this show. I'm
Why
not
are they still doing Walking Dead? Like, that's
well, I
right?
mean, you have the IP, you have the money, and people slightly tune in. Negan is such a popular character. I'm sure they were just like, we want to continue with this.
You
guy.
know how you
What's
know
his
how
name's
when
a
you-
great actor though. So
Yes,
and
and
it's
if
a
you
really
can
good
get him.
role.
Yeah,
Jeffrey Dean Morgan is a good actor. That's
if
fair.
you can get him, why not? But I mean,
Right,
you,
right.
you know how you steer away from, you know how they you steer away from the comic book a little.
Yeah,
You make the governor do a certain thing. You're like, oh, okay, that's peculiar. And then at this point, they're just like,
yeah. I think at this point, haven't they just given Kirkman like there was like lawsuits going on, and I feel like Kirkman got
They gave him money not to complain.
yeah, I think they got his settlement and he's done right. From what I understood,
Here, just take this and let us do what we want. All right, we're gonna kill
yeah,
the boy.
yeah, it's
Negan's a good guy now.
yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
think the last time I heard about Kirkman was just like, I'm happy they didn't cut off the main character's hand. That's hard to write.
Yes, yes. I remember.
I remember
Yeah.
him yelling at it like it's hard to write.
I remember reading that. And I'm like, why'd you do that? They did that in like
Yeah.
issue 10. I'm like, why'd you do
Even
that?
he was like, "Why did I do that?"
Yes,
He
yeah,
regretted it
I remember he
instantly.
regretted that a lot.
You look like such an idiot. Like you're one-handed. You gotta fight, bro. What are you doing?
It makes it so complicated for survival.
Also,
And
this
then-
weekend is Canadian Grand Prix.
Oh yeah, I mean that's not a series, but sure. No, I'm joking.
I mean,
But
Wow.
I mean,
They-
you could watch ahead of time for
I was
Drive
gonna
to
say
Survive
yes.
season whatever.
I was gonna joke, but they are filming something. So if you guys want to appear in the background of a Netflix series, maybe they might catch you somewhere. If you can get yourself a chance to stand next to one of the drivers, do it. You might end up on Netflix. You might get to sign a release and get a $1.37 check for your residuals in 5 years. And then the last thing we have, folks, which I feel like people have been waiting for, but I'm a little worried about Marvel. Which, by the way, I forgot to put in the news. The Marvel movie dates have all been pushed back.
Yeah, that's okay.
Huge shuffle happened. All the movies are being pushed back. Avatar
Deadpool got pushed up.
is being pushed back. Oh yeah, Deadpool got pushed up in the same year from November to May.
Yeah.
But a whole bunch of
I
stuff.
also heard
That's huge. That makes me happy.
Next
But-
summer,
I
May
think
24th.
Punisher got pushed back, and next Batman movie got pushed back as well. I heard.
Punisher?
Punisher.
Yeah, I think that's what. For some reason, they put Punisher and then an image of Penguin. Like then, I think there's supposed to be like a Punisher show or a Punisher movie or that got pushed back, and then the next Batman movie.
if anything, it's Penguin because
The
Penguin's
Penguin
actually
show. Yeah,
No,
maybe
there
that's-
we go. That's what it is.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right,
okay,
my
yeah,
bad.
yeah. I mean, the writer's strike but that's more DC stuff. So
Mm.
I didn't even know that. That's
Mm.
unfortunate because that show was actually seemed to be moving along pretty well, but I guess the writer's strike is gonna hinder it.
Yep.
Why would they move up Deadpool? They need Ryan Reynolds to be able to work ad lib, or else it's not going to be as good.
He can't even write. He's not even allowed to write.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm really worried about this Deadpool
Can't
3
even
if they're
ad-lib.
gonna do like Deadpool 3, I feel is going to run on the laurels of like, here's all the cameos you have been begging us for. So go see the movie. But they're not gonna have a writer because they're filming right now, right? Didn't they
I
already
think they have their script, but
Yeah,
no one's
you need
no writer on set. You're not allowed to
Exactly.
change anything.
Exactly.
Ryan Reynolds cannot ad lib or change anything. It has to be what's written on the paper.
all of
Oh,
that is bad.
really?
That's
Oh.
not
All
a
of,
bad
all
idea.
of that
It
is
is.
horrible for Deadpool.
It's a horrible idea.
They're gonna
Because-
pray for reshoots.
Yeah, because dude, and it's gonna cost them so much for reshoots. You might as well just hold off on filming.
Or
Yeah.
they're gonna just prolong it and do like really like major action scenes that they had no reason to change anyways, and then do the like.
That's
costume
why I'm
scenes.
saying I'm really, really worried about where Deadpool 3 is going to end up if they're still moving forward with it during the writer's strike. And I don't think the writer's strike is ending tomorrow. So
No, doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
Sadly.
yeah, that's it. But Secret Invasion premieres Wednesday, June 21st. We'll probably be talking about it a little bit on the podcast. I imagine. I know, Dave, you're not going to be there because you're going to be busy prepping for your wedding.
Yep. Gonna see you guys in a few weeks.
Yeah, and you'll be a married man.
Yeah, this is the last time as a single man.
You'll be an honest
last time
man
of freedom.
Yeah, you'll be they'll make an honest man out of you, kid.
Oh,
You'll be fine.
yeah, that's gonna be a good time.
It's gonna be dope, man. We're really excited. And if anyone is a fan of the show, you can always hit us up on socials and send Dave your love as he's going to be walking down the aisle soon. Wild. Oh shit, saying that out loud sounds even crazier.
Right?
That felt even crazier. All right, guys, that's the whole show. We had a blast doing another one for you. Is there anything you guys want to tell people? I'm so sorry. I forgot to mention it. I wanted to mention it at the top and I completely forgot. Shout outs to Devin. Nerdstock Fest was a blast. We got to go. We got to see all the performances, a whole bunch of great stuff. Shout outs to everyone that was there. Megaran, Word Burglar, Lexicon. Who were the other two? The whole crew for the Four Horsemen. All y'all did a great job. The show was fantastic. The vibe was great. And the Recon people were there. It was fun to see them hang out. Shout outs to Wizzy for coming through. And yeah, that was a vibe. I had a blast. And funny enough, we weren't even there for the Recon day. We were there for just Nerdstock Fest, which I actually thought we were going to be there for. But yeah, fun times. So shout outs to Devin. And we look forward to next year.
Cool. We do.
We're out. Peace, everybody.
Peace.